I'm James.
What's up, James?
Sorry. Can I take this off? Okay, cool. So I'm gonna read a story that I wrote. Sorry, I'm gonna read off this phone because I don't have a thing written down or anything. It's kind of lame, but sorry. Let's see. This is a story that I wrote over the summer. It's called 8/23 because the day that it happened was August 23rd, and I'm bad at coming up with titles. Okay. 12:30. My mother berates me about my college essay. I know how it feels to be a procrastinator, she says. I don't think she knows how bad I am with it, though. I'm not sure whether she thinks that after grilling me about writing and telling me what it feels like, she thinks it'll be easier for me to write what hasn't been written for such a long time. After me not answering and looking at my pillow in silence for a moment, she gives up. Even after she leaves, I stare at the fibers in the pillowcase, wondering how the factory gets dye to stay in a circle in the absorbent cloth. I gaze over at the curtains swaying silently in the breeze through the window. I think for a moment how many possible combinations there could be in one curtain, how many different configurations could be made just by wind against fabric. About an hour later. Mom, can you boil some water for me? I call from the living room. For what? She rallies back. Pasta, I guess, I reply, turning my attention back to the television. Mac and cheese, she yells. Sure, whatever, it's all the same, I respond. Okay, but you're responsible for when the water boils. All right then. My show's almost over anyway. As I stand over the boiling pot, I think about the summer coming to a close and how many precious, nearly stress-free days I have left. I taste the pasta, mushy and bland. Sounds familiar, I think to myself. What a wonderful world. My mom walks in, talking to me, thinking I'm my father. Oh, she stops short. You're not the person I thought you were. Well, there's only one other person in the house, so I guess I know who you thought I was. I think, but don't speak. I only stare at the macaroni I'm currently adding cheese and milk to. My mother stares out the window at our neighbor's pool. She always loved that pool. Always asked me and my father to go over with her. We never felt like it. Here, I'll sit with you, she says. I was gonna watch TV, I reply. She says and walks out of the room. Now overcome by guilt, I sit alone at the kitchen table, feeling the breeze over my bare skin. I look down at the sparrow falsely tattooed on my wrist, and wish that I too could fly away from this day. My mom walks back in and sits down a mere 90 degrees to my right. Are you feeling depressed? She asks. I don't know, probably. I respond, thinking only of my role. Do you think there are some ways you could feel better? Knowing my mother is one of the millions afflicted by clinical depression, I respond, you tell me. I probably could have taken the high road and not been an asshole, but that wouldn't have been me. I don't know. Usually, I try not to stay in the house or stay sedentary. Try reading a book, going outside, playing guitar, do anything other than watch TV. It's the most counterproductive use of time. Yeah. Are your friends working on their essays? I don't know. We try not to talk about it because we like to have fun. Well, I know, but I thought that maybe when you guys are texting all the time, one of you would say you're working on an essay or something other than just watching TV, Snapchatting, or nothing. Not really, no. She pauses for a little bit. What does your girlfriend want to study in college? I don't know, biology, chemistry, that sort of stuff, I think. Wow, that's pretty ambitious. Do you know if she wants to do something medical or not really? I speak into my bowl. Unbelievable, she says, shocked. You guys communicate more than any other generation, yet you still know nothing about each other. I stop and breathe for a second. You say that a lot. Do you realize that? There's that sarcastic cynic again. I know I do, but really, if you were to look back 20 years from now at this relationship, I bet you couldn't tell me a single thing about her. That really bothers you, doesn't it? I ask incredulously. I just can't relate. I can't relate at all. My mother stands up and storms out of the kitchen, leaving me with my macaroni and unchanging demeanor. What's going on? I hear my father ask from his office. Nothing. I just can't relate at all to this kid, I hear my mom explain to him. I'm going downstairs. She slams the door, leaving my father alone in the hallway. He walks into the kitchen where I sit as if nothing ever happened. Mom's just a little annoyed that you have all this vacation time and she doesn't. Ah, yes, that explains it. Whatever, my auto response kicks in as I force down another bite. Don't take it personally. I'll sure try. There he is again. How's the mac and cheese, he asks. Fine, I reply. I really don't want to talk to anyone. He walks out of the room. It was on sale this week. My jaw feels heavy. The spoon I'm holding is like a barbell, and the macaroni has turned to wet cement. It takes every ounce of energy to not fall face first into the shallow bowl. I look over at the table and see 2 passes to the Museum of Science. A memory flashes in my mind of my mother from yesterday, asking if I wanted to go with her this week, since she got tickets for free. I think I blew her off, something about going out right after she said it. I never realized that it actually meant something. My next bite of pasta is slightly more damp. I look outside at the blinding day as a cement truck lumbers by along the road, oblivious to the situation at hand. Thanks.